Okay, this is a video on how to get started with DrRacket. This covers what you should do once you begin. First thing to do is make sure the language level is set. You'll need to do this only once, but you need to choose the language level. You should pick beginning student. If you think you know more as you learn more stuff, you might move down to intermediate student, but you should not be using advanced student or the Racket language until you're ready to deal with problems that'll take you an hour to figure out because you did something that you thought meant one thing, but actually means another. So we'll select beginning student. And the next thing to do is to require picturing programs. Required picturing programs. That brings in all the stuff from the book. And that's enough. Click run. And now after you click run and you've required picturing programs, then you'll be able to use both the top and the bottom part of DrRacket. The top part of DrRacket is saved and it doesn't go away when you run it again. So say I want a circle that is solid orange and has a radius of 75. I type my circle 75 solid orange at the top, and then I run it. There we go. And when I run it again, you get another circle. Now, if I say square 50 solid blue, and I type it down at the bottom, I got my solid square. But when I run the DrRacket, the bottom window goes away and is replaced by the stuff in the top window. So if you're running your code more than once, you should be putting your answers in the stuff you want to see in the top. So for example, I would put my square up here, and then hit Control R or Command R to run. Oh, I didn't want an orange square, I wanted a blue one. And you see, you can get it every time. Almost done with the getting started. You made sure this works, good. Now you're going to hit Control S to save. And I'm saving my daily work as year, month, day, demo. I have to type .rkt, but you probably won't. All right, that's the end of the getting started demo. Now you should be able to use DrRacket.